Let's get something to eat. There's a Red Lobster nearby. My treat.
Red Lobster has more secrets than just their addictive cheddar biscuit recipe. So let's find out 10 things Red Lobster employees wish you knew. Red Lobster invented popcorn shrimp.
Red Lobster presents our new shrimp dinner, just $7.99.
Ah, yes, the pinnacle of fried seafood in many diners' minds. Popcorn shrimp has become a wildly popular dish since its inception in the 1970s. It's actually surprising to see that it took until the 70s for people to batter and deep fry shrimp. Well, the fine culinary minds behind Red Lobster's early menus were always keen on pushing the boundaries of deep frying technology, and they have since invented some truly unique dishes in the quest for fried seafood perfection. First brought to Red Lobster menus in 1974, popcorn shrimp was originally named Walt's Favorite Shrimp in honor of a famous Red Lobster chef by the name of, you guessed it, Walt.
Obviously.
These days, you can find popcorn shrimp as an entree, appetizer, and on the kids' menu, along with a variety of other shrimp styles. In fact, if just an entree of popcorn shrimp isn't enough, you can always stop in for Red Lobster's endless shrimp promotions. Not only does the name hold true to the amount of shrimp you can order, but you can also order multiple types of shrimp, all for an inexpensive initial price. With an endless deal like this, those shrimp can truly live up to their name and be eaten like popcorn by the handful. Red Lobster donates leftover food.
I'm gonna make a donation.
It's really alarming how much food waste a country like the United States produces. While there are many countries around the world that struggle to provide their citizens with enough food, restaurants in the United States and other wealthy countries are constantly throwing away perfectly good food by the ton.
Okay, that is sad.
The U.S. alone throws away more food than any other country, with over 40 million tons each year. The world as a whole is throwing away 1.4 billion tons of food waste, which is truly heartbreaking, as there are people in your community right now that could really use that food. Red Lobster, however, is one of the larger chain restaurants that is finally breaking the habit of discarding perfectly good food when it isn't needed. Through the creation of the RL Shares program, Red Lobster has donated about 20,000 meals to local communities and continues to provide local food banks with massive amounts of food donations. It's nice to see a large business like Red Lobster trying to help the communities they're located within. The Cheddar Bay Biscuits have a fan page.
Would you like a biscuit?
The real reason most people end up craving Red Lobster doesn't have anything to do with the shrimp or lobster, but a carb and butter-packed free appetizer that is delivered warm to every table. Yes, the Red Lobster restaurant chain is truly synonymous with their Cheddar Bay Biscuits, the buttery, garlicky, cheese-laden biscuits that are making their way to tables at Red Lobster all around the nation at this very moment in an endless fashion. Yes, you heard that correctly. Red Lobster's famous Cheddar Bay Biscuits are endless all of the time. Maybe that is why these biscuits have more than one of their own fan pages online. Facebook groups, Reddit threads, and even YouTube videos are devoted to reviewing the biscuits, ranking the biscuits, and trying to recreate them too. There's, of course, even a hashtag to share pictures of your biscuits with quite a substantial following. Although there may have been many attempts to recreate these golden, flaky biscuits, none really seem to evoke the same sense of delight as the originals do.
We have more biscuits.
Red Lobster even has their own packaged version available in some supermarkets, but these biscuits pale in comparison to the ones you'll find inside the restaurant itself. Although there is probably someone out there who has broken the culinary code required to make perfect Cheddar Bay biscuits, the general population has yet to hear of such a feat and will have to continue frequenting their local Red Lobster for their longing biscuit fix. So make sure to check out the Cheddar Bay Biscuit fan page the next time you have a craving. Maybe you can get some ideas for recipes, but most likely you'll just end up taking a trip to Red Lobster. Healthy options.
Hey, Is that healthy food?
Despite its notoriety for serving calorie-loaded food that is usually fried, Red Lobster actually has some really light options for the more health-conscious diners. Many customers would prefer to enjoy their seafood in a healthier manner rather than being breaded and deep-fried all the time. Health-focused diners will want to look for the steamed and grilled seafood entrees when visiting their local Red Lobster. For a healthy appetizer, diners can go for a classic shrimp cocktail, steamed mussels, or even seafood stuffed mushrooms. For salad starters, Red Lobster also offers a grilled salmon salad. A light vinaigrette paired with a nice piece of nutrient-packed fish atop a pile of leafy greens is sure to tantalize the senses without expanding the waistline.
Peter, it's time for a healthy veggie dinner.
For other types of diners, there's a wide variety of grilled and steamed seafood, including clams, shrimp, fish, mussels, crab, and, of course, lobster, which are on the healthier side of things. Pair your healthy entree with a portion of veggies or salad, and you're looking at a very well-rounded meal from a chain restaurant. Red Lobster really does a great job of providing healthy options for diners of all types. The trouble for most health-conscious diners will be avoiding those enchanting biscuits. Eating at Red Lobster without inhaling a few biscuits is near impossible, but we're sure there are some that have succeeded in this valiant effort. Lobsterfest is every February.
What are you waiting for? Let's Lobsterfest.
Yes, Lobsterfest is a real thing, and yes, you should mark it down in your calendar. Red Lobster has proven true to their name by loving lobster so much that they celebrate this crustacean for an entire month. For the whole month of February, you can head to your local restaurant and find many lobster-themed dishes available for any taste.
Lobster, 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 you are delicious.
Oh, God, I love butter sauce.
The true pinnacle of the special lobster menu is aptly named the Lobster Lover's Dream. This colossal crustacean creation comes with a roasted rock lobster tail, butter-poached Maine lobster tail, and also a choice of 2 sides, which can also be infused with lobster. Other over-the-top menu items featuring lobster also include Bay Harbor Lobster Bake, Seafarer's Feast, lobster-topped stuffed flounder, and, of course, a lobster mac and cheese. With so many lobster-filled options to choose from, it's a wonder how most people don't end up visiting more than one time during the month of Lobsterfest. Maybe next Valentine's Day, you can wow your significant other by surprising them with a trip to Lobsterfest. Just try not to get melted butter on your date night attire. Former employees who are now stars.
I used to work at Red Lobster. I used to work at Red Lobster.
As many large restaurant chains often do, Red Lobster has employed more than a few future celebrities. While a handful of them are relatively unknown to the average diner, there are some that are true standouts in their fields. Both Nicki Minaj and Chris Rock have served up piping hot plates of steamed lobster at points in their rise to stardom. Chris Rock was even asked about his time at the famous seafood restaurant chain, and he joked that he didn't enjoy his time at the restaurant much and seemed to think that they didn't like having him in the restaurant.
Oh, wow. Wow.
They kept him in the back because he had really messed up teeth, and they didn't want people to think that shrimp messed up your teeth, Rock joked in his 2008 comedy special, Kill the Messenger. Anna Nicole Smith is another famous star to spend some time as a Red Lobster employee. She also didn't look back on her time at the restaurant chain fondly, having to accept the job with no other options at the time. With a handful of other large and small name celebrities having joined the famous seafood restaurant's ranks, you're sure to be in good artistic company when you're working at Red Lobster. The Times Square location is the largest in the world.
Hoover Dam. Still in New York. Abort!
The only way to stand out in a place like New York City is to go big.
Go big or go home, baby.
There are hundreds of other restaurants and thousands of ads constantly competing for attention. Red Lobster, like many other chain restaurants that have a location in the Times Square area, decided that they needed to create something spectacular. With a location that spans over 15,000 square feet, you're sure to find a booth or table that is to your liking. The building is is a 3-story restaurant that can host over 400 diners comfortably at one time. The design is meant to match that of the surrounding city. High-end furnishings and clear custom glass elevators provide a modern and sleek backdrop for any type of dining experience. They may not serve traditional New York fare, but they do have all the Red Lobster classics, plus some regional-style dishes. It'll come as no surprise that this Red Lobster location sees a lot of visitors during a normal year. While there are certainly better choices for a meal when visiting such a culturally diverse epicenter like New York City, it's nice to see that Red Lobster also decided to step up their game in the Big Apple. Endless snow crab was discontinued.
USA!
Crab meat! Crab meat!
With endless shrimp being such a popular promotion at every Red Lobster location, you would think that endless snow crab would be just as good, right? Well, you would be correct in that assumption, but endless snow crab ended up being so popular that Red Lobster would have to end the promotion due to continuously losing money. The problem stemmed from the price of snow crab at the time. Going for about $5 a pound, Red Lobster unfortunately priced their dish too low and also severely underrated their customers' appetites for snow crab. With a menu price of $22.29, most diners easily ate their money's worth of snow crab during the promotion. The losses started to stack up as snow crab prices were only expected to keep rising. Before the promotion was eventually pulled, Red Lobster was losing a mind-blowing $1 million a month. The promotion was such a flop that it almost bankrupted the company and caused the company's stock to plummet.
I declare bankruptcy!
While this promotion turned out to be a huge gamble and unfortunately an overall loss for the company, they continue to make massive profits from their other dishes and drinks. In fact, one of the most popular promotions and profit makers for Red Lobster was actually spawned from the failure of their endless snow crab promotion. Endless shrimp is a Red Lobster success.
NYPD, I just need to ask you a couple of...
Oh, shrimp!
From an idea that almost cost the restaurant chain their livelihood came something new and improved: endless shrimp. The price of shrimp is much lower than that of snow crab, so this promotion was already off to a better start. Unveiled a year after the snow crab incident that left the CEO at the time out of a job, endless shrimp has turned out to be a huge success for the company. The idea behind this promotion is that diners will fill up on biscuits and sugary drinks, rendering them unable to eat much further into the company's profits by the time the shrimp arrives.
Red Lobster's endless shrimp is kind of a big deal.
The October promotion for endless shrimp comes with a wide menu of shrimp-based entrees and appetizers. They even have a secret menu that includes some slightly different options, including Nashville hot shrimp, crunchy popcorn shrimp, and coconut shrimp bites. With the promotion being such a huge success, we doubt Red Lobster will remove it from their menus anytime soon. They used to offer Hush Puppies.
I brought Hush Puppies we can bury in our mouths.
Most people can't imagine a world in which there are no Cheddar Bay Biscuits at Red Lobster. The biscuits, however, weren't always on the menu and were the successors of another Red Lobster meal accoutrement. Up until the early 1990s, Red Lobsters were only offering Hush Puppies to their diners. To say that the Cheddar Bay Biscuits are significantly better is an understatement.
The best. The best.
No one is saying that Hush Puppies are bad, but the biscuits that came on to replace the original Hush Puppies are some of the most sought-after breads from a chain restaurant. If you haven't had the chance to try Red Lobster's Cheddar Bay Biscuits, it may be worth visiting a location solely to do so. Although you may be in luck, depending on how good your baking skills are, you can use the restaurant's official boxed Cheddar Bay Biscuits mix. However you have them, the next time you bite into a Red Lobster biscuit, just be glad that it's not a Hush Puppy biscuit.
And by the way, these biscuits are amazing.
Bite into more great videos. Just tap or click. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad. And hey, leave us a comment.